Hey, this is Chris with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas. I'm the bald sensation from San Antonio. Only my mother calls me that and people who don't know me. We've got some cool jive guitars from Fender that we're bringing to you today. If you've been familiar with Fender's lineup, they've had options in their Squire series made in Indonesia and China, and under the Fender brand in Mexico and in America. And the American Standard has kind of been the quintessential flagship of the Fender line. They've also had a step above that before you get to custom shop, and those have been the deluxe models, and those have been in the lineup for years. And these are guitars that have some additional features that are packed into the Stratocaster and Telecaster series, geared toward the pro player. Well, this year for 2016 at Winter NAMM, Fender debuted a new guitar to their lineup. Basically replacing the Deluxe is the new Elite series, which I have in my grubby little hands here. And we're going to put this through its paces, but I wanted to explain to you a little bit about what it is and what Fender's done and why they felt the need to replace their Deluxe series that's run for many years with the new Elite series. Now, the first reason that they've decided to replace the Deluxe with the Elite series is because it's run for many years. I mean, let's not kid ourselves here. By bringing it to market, Fender brought out something new. So you can't go and find a 2013 Elite. It doesn't exist. It's a new guitar. That means they're able to create a distinction so that in the minds of us consumers, and I'm one of you guys too, I love buying guitars, so much so that it makes my wife cringe. We now know, hey, this is something different, this is something new from Fender. Now, with that said, when I first saw this as a consumer and as a retailer, I was a little bit annoyed. Because to me, why not just put the new features on there and call it a Deluxe? Call it the new Deluxe for 2016, why not? And the reason that they've done this is, yes, because it's something new, but two, there's a lot of new features in this. It's not like they've just simply upgraded the pickups and called it a day. They've put a lot in this guitar, and because of that, it does justify the new name. Because it's not simply Deluxe anymore, it truly is Elite. The only way to go above this is to go custom shop, and generally speaking, unless you're looking for a relic guitar or something very vintage vibe in nature, or truly unique, this is going to have everything that you need at your fingertips with all the pro features at a great price and made well by a manufacturer who's been around for over 50 years. So let's talk a little bit about this. This is the 2016 Fender Elite Stratocaster. This is in a beautiful autumn blaze metallic with a maple fretboard. Now, some of the features that carried over from the Deluxe we'll highlight first. And I've got a Deluxe here so that we can see it. Let me grab it for you. We're back. Okay. This is a 2013 Deluxe. The features hadn't changed for a number of years. This is in an Olympic pearl white. And hey, look, they're both Stratocasters. What do you know? So some of the features that were constant on the Deluxe is that it came with noiseless pickups. The most recent ones had the third generation of noiseless pickups, or what Fender creatively called N3s. It also had a carved heel on the back here, okay? And it had strap locks, locking tuners, which you can see out of focus there, all right? It also had a compound radius. So what that means is it starts at 9.4 and it flattens out to 14 as you move up the neck. That way you have a nice, comfortable, rolled, rounded neck up here and a flatter neck. It's faster, you get lower action, and you can still do your comfortable kumbaya chords at the top. So that's the Deluxe in a nutshell. One of the coolest things that Fender added a few years back is the S1 switch. Right here, hidden in the volume pot. Now I think they meant that to stand for stealth. I think it stands for stupendous, super, and scrumptious, because it gives you an additional 5 tones on that 5-way switch, and some of them are truly unique and very, very cool. So, what did Fender do in the Elite to make it really distinct and different from the Deluxe? They did a few things. So, one of these things, I'm going to put this back for a second. One of the things they did on this was they put a new neck on it. And they reversed the position of the truss rod. Similar to what you might find on a Music Man guitar, the truss rod is now located down here. If you get one with a maple fretboard, it's brass. If you get one with a rosewood fretboard, then the truss rod nut is black. So you can choose what color you want your nut to be, black or brass. If you want a brass nut, that's up to you. You've got a compound radius steel, and it's the same 9.4 to 14. And I can't stress how nice this feels. I have a Stratocaster with this on it. By having a compound radius, you're getting the best of both worlds. So let's kind of talk a little bit about the physics of what goes on. When you have a round radius, then you're going to be limited on an electric guitar how low you can bring your action down if you're going to bend. So let's think about a vintage guitar which had like a 7.5 radius from Fender, the 50 Strat, if you will. If you have your action low and you come up here to the high end of the fretboard and you bend, you can't do that. Okay? What's going to happen is you're going to fret out and you're going to get like a wheep, because what happens is as you bend the string up at an angle, it starts to hit the curvature of the fret, and therefore it frets out, cuts off the note, and that's all she wrote. So the flatter the fretboard, the lower you can have your action, and the more you can bend without worry that you're going to fret out. Why not just have the whole fretboard flatter? Eric Johnson does it. His is a 12-inch radius all the way across. And we'd all love to be Eric Johnson. But for us mere mortals, the fact of the matter is that the more rounded fretboard, say 7.5 or 9.4, the more comfortable it is to do a chord. A chord in first or second position are kumbaya chords, if you will. The technical term is this is kumbaya, and this is for shwili, shwili, shwili. Okay? Greg taught us that. We should remember it well. So the neck, the fretboard on it remains the same. Fender has also created a compound on the back of the neck. So when we turn it over, here's what we see. It's a modern C shape like you would see on pretty much any Fender guitar that's American Standard or even one of the Made in Mexico models that you would pull off, unless it's a vintage model or something that's maybe an artist edition. So it starts at your modern C and then it flattens out to a D shape, and it goes into this nice beveled heel, kind of similar to what the Deluxe has had, but really done a lot better. The Deluxe has a squared off heel that's been rounded on one corner, and then it has the neck heel just like any other Strat does. This, they've actually carved the heel, and then they've adjusted the neck so that it has this kind of veluted heel that goes into that, and it's really comfortable. If you play up there when you're doing lead, it's very, very comfortable on the hand. You still have locking tuners, which are fantastic. They've redesigned the string nut on the front here so that you have less friction. Okay, you've got your strap locks, you've got your S1 switch, and then you have the newest version of their noiseless pickups. Okay, so this would be 4th generation noiseless pickups, and these are using what Fender calls like a 70 to 30 ratio. So basically, the way these work is that you have a single coil pickup, and then underneath it you have another coil wrapped in reverse polarity that's basically a dummy coil. It's not adding anything to the tone. What it's doing is it's canceling the hum just like a humbucker would, but still giving you those glassy Fender tones. Fender claims that these are the most traditional single coil sounding noiseless pickups that they've made to date. So we're going to compare that with an American Standard that has their custom shop Fat 50 single coil pickups. They have all the hum in the world, but they're normal single coil, so that you can hear the tone comparison between this and that. You've also got your normal 2-point synchronized tremolo, but you've got blocked saddles and the push and tremolo bar, which I really like. It has a great feel to it. There's never any slop because of maybe the threads are loose or you forgot to put the spring back in there or something like that. Pops in, you don't have to thread it in, it feels nice and solid. It's a great tremolo, and it's easy to set up, easy to keep in tune. Gorgeous new colors like this Autumn Blaze, which I like. Kind of reminds me of a copperhead color that Dodge used to have on some of their vehicles. There's also a beautiful sky mist blue burst, I think is what it's called. Mystic black, which is black with some sparkle, and a beautiful tobacco sunburst, a few other colors as well. These are all available with a maple or rosewood fretboard. And there's a little thing that you won't find in a lot of the spec sheets that are out there, but this maple fretboard is actually a maple fretboard. most Fender guitars I have a maple fretboard, it's the neck and the frets are simply popped into it. On these guitars, Fender has chosen to actually take and put a maple slab on top of the maple neck and then fret it. I don't know what kind of hoodoo voodoo that does on the neck. I'm wondering if they had it run a different grain, and it kind of looks like they did, so that might wear better, but I can't really find any specific specs on it, to tell you the truth. So we're going to run it through its paces, and we're going to compare it to the previous Deluxe and the American Standard so that you can hear what it sounds like. If you have any questions on this, give us a call, post to this video, or email us. You know, we're a family-owned mom and pop shop. We're brick and mortar stores in San Antonio, Texas, and we've been here. We're the longest or oldest music store in Texas. We've been here a long time, supporting musicians, supporting the music community, supporting people like you. So we're here to answer your questions. We're here to help you find the perfect guitar, whether that's a $300 guitar or a $1,700 guitar or an $8,000 guitar or a $100 guitar because you're just starting out learning for the very first time. We want to support you in that endeavor. So let's listen to this and see what I think, what you guys think the differences are sound-wise and feel-wise. So let's put it through its tones just so you can hear it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go through each of these sounds. I'm going to do this with the S1 switch on and with the S1 switch off in each position so you can hear it, basically A, B, night and day, what the difference is. So first position is going to be with the tone rolled all the way up to 10 on the bridge pickup. Okay, S1 switch is up, and we are going through a Fender vintage modified deluxe reverb into the custom channel. S1 switch on. Also, I should mention that the pot for the bridge pickup is a no-load pot, and these knobs feel nice. They have kind of a rubberized feel to them, so they're real grippy. But once it's since it's a no-load pot, when you have it in the 10 position, there's kind of a little detent that you can feel, and what that means is that the pot's completely out of the circuit. It's bypassed, and it's just to pick up through the volume, and out it goes. All right, so now we're going to go to position 2. That's going to be your bridge and your middle pickup at 10 with the S1 switch up. Middle position, S1 switch off. S1 switch on. That's actually one of my favorite sounds. You're actually getting all 3 pickups on at the same time, and it's this huge wide range tone as you're picking up each of those frequencies. It's pretty cool. Alright, next is going to be 4th position. So we've moved from the middle pickup. We're now middle and neck, beefing it up a bit with some of that low range frequency. S1 switch off. And you may have heard that the amp kind of got pushed a little bit more. There's your gain staging differently when you have it in the down position for the fourth position, the neck and mid. So you're going to drive the amp a little bit more, going to get a little bit more broken up tone. All right, now we're going to position 5, so that's the neck pickup on its own when you have the S1 switch up. S1 switch down. All right, gotta say something. This is one of the coolest positions, one of my favorites. So when you're in 5th position and you turn on that S1 switch, what you're doing is you're getting all the pickups on. The bridge and middle pickup are in parallel, out of phase with the neck pickup. So it's a really cool sound. You're pushing the amp a bit more, and you've got just some cool mid-range stuff going on that's just fantastic. So to switch again so you can hear. So it's not, there's some clarity loss, and there's kind of a nasal thing going on there. It's pretty cool for a number of blues licks, or if you're doing anything that's kind of a dance mix going on with it, or funky. It's pretty cool. It's a jive tune. So let's compare it to the Deluxe, which has the same switching options, but it's got the in-3s, okay? And what we're going to do is, through the magic of editing, you're going to hear an A-B comparison between the Deluxe and the in-3s and that, and this one. All right, so check it out. That's on switch on. Also, I should mention that the pot for the bridge pickup is a no-load pot, and these knobs feel nice. They have kind of a rubberized feel to them, so they're real grippy. But once it's since it's a no-load pot, when you have it in the 10 position, there's kind of a little detent that you can feel, and what that means is that the pot's completely out of the circuit. It's bypassed, and it's just to pick up through the volume, and out it goes. All right, so now we're going to go to position 2. That's going to be your bridge and your middle pickup. At 10 with the S1 switch up. Middle position, S1 switch off. S1 switch on. That's actually one of my favorite sounds. You're actually getting all three pickups on at the same time, and it's this huge wide range tone as you're picking up each of those frequencies. It's pretty cool. Alright, next is going to be fourth position. So we've moved from the middle pickup. We're now middle and neck, beefing it up a bit with some of that low range frequency. S1 switch off. And you may have heard that the amp kind of got pushed a little bit more. There's your gain staging differently when you have it in the down position for the fourth position, the neck and mid. So you're going to drive the amp a little bit more, going to get a little bit more broken up tone. All right, now we're going to position 5, so that's the neck pickup on its own when you have the S1 switch up. S1 switch down. All right. Gotta say something. This is one of the coolest positions, one of my favorites. So when you're in 5th position and you turn on that S1 switch, what you're doing is you're getting all the pickups on. The bridge and middle pickup are in parallel, out of phase with the neck pickup. So it's a really cool sound. You're pushing the amp a bit more, and you've got just some cool mid-range stuff going on that's just fantastic. So to switch again so you can hear. So it's not, there's some clarity loss, and there's kind of a nasal thing going on there. It's pretty cool for a number of blues licks, or if you're doing anything that's kind of a dance mix going on with it, or funky. It's pretty cool. It's a jive tune. All right, so this is Fender's American Standard Stratocaster, and this has the custom shop Fat 50s pickups in all its glory. So this is their flagship, and this is a fantastic guitar, okay? Not to take anything away from this guitar. All those pro features are fantastic on the Deluxe, but it's really, really hard to beat an American Standard, particularly for the price that you get with case and everything. But we talked about noiseless pickups. The N3s on the Deluxe, the Elite with the new 4th generation noiseless pickups that Fender says sound like single coils. Why do you need noiseless pickups? Well, sometimes You might be playing a gig and they put you next to like the popcorn machine, and all you're gonna hear all night long is this. And if you have any gain going, you're gonna hear this. And that's a lovely, lovely, lovely sound. Now, I know there's some people out there that, you know, they love that hum, and there's more power to you. And there's some people out there that hate noiseless pickups because they say, oh, they're not really single coils. And working musicians, we usually call those people unemployed. So it's good to have noiseless pickups if you can. It's good to have a ringer guitar. It's good to have a second one, even if you love the actual single coils, because you never know if you're going to be next to fluorescent lights or something that's going to cause it. But that's the hum. Okay, so now we're going to hear how this compares to the new 4th generation. And we don't have an S1 switch, so this is just going through the normal 5-way from the bridge all the way up to the neck in betweens. All right. So that's the American Standard with traditional single coil pickups and all their wonderful hum. So if you like any of this, by the way, the cool thing about a Stratocaster is that they're modular. Leo Fender designed them. We can mess with them. Fender sells those 4th generation noiseless pickups on their own. You have your favorite Strat, you can throw those in there. You don't like the sound of the 4th generation, but you want all the other cool pro features of the new Elite, buy the Elite, and we'll throw some of those pickups in there for you, you know? So that's the beauty of what you can do with one of these things. But no matter what you choose, you're going to have an amazing guitar. So if you have questions on this, you like what you hear, you didn't like what you hear, you think I should try Rogaine or Hair Club for Men, hey, let us know, comment down below, and we'll see you next time.